What's up, everyone? Today, I'd like to show you all something truly deplorable. The Dark Overlord Elise personally takes the field in another deplorable defense involving Christmas Bernadetta. Now, this defense is a little... I'm not going to pretend that it's actually completed. It's still being worked on. And at the middle of the week, Sarah had came out. But, I was busy and I didn't really have time to confirm how well I can make my Sarah defense yet. I'm still kind of thinking over it. And next week is going to be Astra and Anima, so I have my 5 Duma defense, so there's no point in changing it. Until I get Mirabilis and more, I'll have to be using this for Dark, Light, and Dark. But soon, I will extend this kind of evil to both Dark and Anima, because it is highly effective. And right now, although it's not completed, let's just say, once I get everything moving, those people with their heads up their asses are going to have to enjoy losing some points in the Vault of Heaven. Although I admit I didn't get to AR-28 this week, because I kind of fucked up with my climbing this time. There was a lot of difficult maps that didn't exactly let me get 2 fountains. One, or sometimes I might not even get any because it's too dangerous for me to get more. But, all I needed is tier 27 anyway. Once I get a tier 27, I can go and bring the destruction to the people in the Vault of Heaven. But anyway, without further ado, let us proceed with the defenses. Alright, the first battle begins. What do we have here? We have the evil Fjorm preventing the strategy from working out on the left side. And they have a movement restrict on the right side. So they actually have a pretty good setup to stop my evil advances. Or is that the truth? We shall find out soon enough. Boom, boom. Oh, here comes some guard. The enemy has separated themselves into safe corners. So they've all secured safe haven. And Ia decides that she's going to go and tank the healers, which is a reasonable strategy. I probably will not have Veronica. Yeah, I probably won't run Veronica and Elise at the same time in future defenses. But for now, Ia will probably tank Veronica. And from what it seems like, this guy actually has a pretty decent shot at defeating the Dark Overlord Elise. But we will find out what happens next. Huh? There's Lockserter out in the cold.
So hungry.
And Bernadetta got hungry and... Eat Surtur alive! Veronica attacks. 11. Now,
Cheer up, okay?
Goat Marshmallow. Cheer up, okay? The movement restrict means nothing to me. Spread them legs.
Be gone.
Prepare to die.
Time to sleep.
Peony, die. Well, you may have foiled the rescue trap, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. Like I said, this isn't even ready yet. And you already lost 2 units to a defenses that aren't ready. So, you can suck my nut. I'm going to rip you in half now. Let's go. Goat Marshmallow, attack! You die. Who's next?
We can see this.
Goat Marshmallow, attack! First, Veronica will show you though.
Disappointing.
That Elliewood is indeed disappointing. And then,
Glad to help.
I'm glad to help. Rip, 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 rip. Time to die.
Don't waste my time.
What? You can't be Goat Marshmallow's bride. After taking 105 damage, You need to go straight to hell. I don't think he'll be able to cope with that kind of loss for a while. In this one, we have Mirabilis and more. That's pretty ballsy, running Mirabilis on a offense. Our pal, Altina, and friends are now readying up.
The two of us together, of course.
And now they will attempt to bait me with that. I like how they destroyed the evil mansion to keep themselves from getting panicked, which is a sound strategy. I don't mind that. But I think you're gonna have a problem very soon. Whoop! Nah, you thought Bulbasaur's Rex can tank? Nah! You got another thing coming. Now. Ooh, I died. Ooh.
A blessing from the goddess.
Ooh, Triandra, die. Bernadetta, die. Okay, now, Goat Marshmallow. Show them. Yeah. So this die. So 2 units down, I say you're finished. Yep, and that is what happens. So although this didn't go nearly as well, I would say once you make the opponent lose 1 or 2 units, you can pretty much coerce them to just give it up. Although Altina being able to use that instant advantage is a pain in the ass, Altina has always had this problem, which is pretty funny because Altina, if it wasn't for the dual skill, he'd be fucked. So I intend that when I probably need a good dual hero that can dance. I probably will get dual Sigurd at some point. That way, when one of the things get fucked up, dual Sigurd can chase in after them with his 3 movement speed, 3 movement range, and make people dance from halfway across the map. And having dual Sigurd means that I can build dual hindrance, and that'll keep Altina from using that dual nonsense. Not to mention, this is another important part. If Altina cannot use her advantage because I decide that I'm going to just kind of ignore that's her weapon that does it, your counterattack, then your advantage is as good as useless, even if you have one built in without your dual skill. And that is how I destroy pretty much all my opponents with Gay Clown Kranya and the 5 Duma defenses. So, I intend to repeat that kind of massacre here. Still, this time he was able to display one way to counter me, but it's not going to last forever, because next week I'm going to have an even more devastating defense. Enough explaining, time for the next one. Well, I say time for the next one, but this one doesn't even play. Honestly, I don't really like showing the main list, because that'll spoil what happens to these people at Advance, which isn't as good. It's more fun to see things unfold without knowing the result right away. Wouldn't you agree? Anyway, so the enemy here is setting up their Henry to block our evil forces. Henry is actually rather strong against colorless and green such as Bernadetta. However, Henry, will you survive this with your Crow Storm? Ah! Yeah, well, your crows can't save you from this horrible winter summoned by the evil Bernadetta. And now you will witness something truly deplorable. Something so disgusting. Viewer discretion advised. So while Henry is busy dealing with Bernadetta, the evil Elise just shows up and smacks him in the side of the head twice. And now Henry die! Marshmallow time! Yeah, you die. And so, with ear struck down by the evil gold marshmallow, the poor second ear has no choice but to get on her knees, along with Milady and Xian Hitler. They got on their knees and became Goat Marshmallow's sex slave. Yeah, I think eventually I'm going to have to plus 10 Goat Marshmallow. Goat Marshmallow has been really good to me in this. I think when I have an opportunity, that's what I'll do. And now, this battle here, we have a bike. A bike. Regular build, but he could bait my healers if he wishes to. I wonder why he doesn't. Well, we will see soon enough. Whoop. Ah, I see. You're going to smack someone. You smack Bernadetta. Ooh. Look at that face. Ooh. So I come upon this horrible situation where Goat Marshmallow can absolutely devastate the likes of Bike. That is why I invented a couple ways to keep that from happening to my ultimate magic Bike. And also from Xian Hitler. But anyway, attacks of 68 freezes Lucina to death. Now Gold Marshmallow, does she? Fights the Cocoa Gold. Gold Marshmallow, 99. Oh, it's actually 129. Well, Cocoa Goat, die. Cocoa Goat, die. Well, upon realizing such horrible evil, which completely devastated the Cocoa Goat, the poor Peony and Ia have no choice but to get on their knees and become Goat Marshmallow's sex slave. I mean, a Dark Overlord Elise doesn't even get to do anything. This is deplorable. I hope I will do some soon. Alright, and what do we have here? Ninjas! And a, Reinhardt and friends and stuff. Let's see this through. That spider's so disgusting. Oh, they're going to wait. Mistake. You shouldn't have done that. You know.
This is it. Yes. What she said. You want this, right?
Yeah, you want this, right? If by 30% damage reduction you thought you could kill me on a return, you can just go straight to hell. Yeah, that is why damage reduction on an offensive team like this is devastating. Before, on my previous defense, I had Feng do the rescue. And when Feng rescues Alm gets a 30% reduction. And things that could have counterattacked and killed Alm, well, doesn't. And then Alm can just deadeye whoever he fights to death. I tried tanking him with my own ultimate magic bike, but let's just say when it comes to fighting my own teams, I have a lot of trouble. My ultimate magic bike actually dies to my flesh ripper Alm. Rips your flesh into pieces. Like, I can't beat my own team. It's actually pretty deplorable. This team isn't even completed yet. But I actually think that my Supreme Magic Bike can tank the left side this time. I think I'm going to switch back to using Alm. I thought about... So here's how my defenses are set up, right? I lay out a couple openings so that my horses can sneak in and do devastating amount of damage, as you saw earlier with the Dark Overlord Elise. That way, my enemy doesn't have much room to run or maneuver, and sometimes they can be baited into hitting this thing just so that they have an escape route. But, well, in the end of the day, I think that this setup is actually got some merit. Now, I'll probably change it later, but it gave me a thought on how leaving an open space like this, right, would cause people to try to get there as best as they can. So sometimes people will end up going there at the expense of some of their other units. I still say a proper offensive team should have no buildings. In fact, I think this tactics room fucked this guy over. Although they could have been baiting Lyn, they could have been baiting with Lyn so that Bernadetta would die, but they probably didn't expect that Bernadetta has this 30% built in, which is kind of annoying, I know. And this is exactly why Lyn dies a painful death and going and Bernadetta just goes and freezes her to death, that sort of stuff. So I don't like using tactics room on the offense. It's kind of stupid. It makes it, well, I suppose if you know what you're doing, it's not a big deal, but this time it became their undoing. And I've seen this happen a lot when I play my other healers as well. Like, say I run a healer offensive cav line or some shit like that. I've been doing that since like Aether Raids came out. They end up baiting themselves because the tactics room makes them appear to not reach. But, well, once the healers start restoring and they start running down, oops. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens. Anyway, enough talk. Let's go. It's rescue time. Yep. Yeah, it doesn't take much damage, but that doesn't matter because... And again, the Dark Overlord Elise will give you a heart attack. Azrat. Yep.
Cheer up, okay?
And now the goat marshmallow will cheer up and attack in 3 spaces, giving the Reinhardt the ultimate brain damage. And now he's done. All that's left is Coco Goat and Ear. Coco Goat witnessing the painful death of Reinhardt has no choice but to get on her knees and become Goat Marshmallow's sex slave. Goat on goat action. Now, you'll witness a horrible battle where I send the ultimate magic bike to deal with this dude.
Understood. Good morning. Ready. Understood. Worrisome. Let's be off. Breathtaking. Let's be off. Maybe this way. Worrisome. Good morning. Breathtaking. Let's be off. morning. Your orders.
Orders?
Ready. Good morning.
Breathtaking. Worrisome. Understood.
Understood. Maybe this way. Ready. Good morning. Maybe this way. Ready. What's next? Good morning. Maybe this way. Good morning. Ready.
It's all for you. Let's be off.
Your orders.
Orders?
That was close.
Maybe this way. Understood.
Understood.
And now he returns with his Lilina for vengeance. So this time they use Mila to lock out one side. Oh hey, there's even a tactics room over here. So yeah, later I'm gonna have a team built up that completely resists isolation and stuff like this. But for all intents and purposes, the right side has been disabled. Not that it matters, because I still have the left side. So, you rematch me, and you saw this team. How will you play? Let us find out. Oop, break this, and you try to bait with that? I see how it is. Alright then. Allow me to show you the power of...
Future.
If you can't counterattack, you might as well just die. That is what happens when you fuck with healers. The 6 pass of pain plus will destroy you. You thought you could just bait me? Die. Though, Bernadetta will actually die. Because Lilina's got massive resistance. Oh, that's a cool animation. I'm gonna die now. Well, because both setup has been messed with, let's see what happens next. Lilina will now strike down the Veronica with this cool fire effect. Look at that face while she does it too.
Good dreams are born.
Good dreams are born. Lilina is gonna move again. Let's see where she'll go next. Ooh, going to go straight after Azura. Now, why would you do that? I say you would have a better time if you go after Goat Marshmallow. Or perhaps... you want to die. Not that it matters, because Dark Overlord Elise is still there.
Nightmares unending.
When you get past Goat Marshmallow, you have to get past the Dark Overlord Elise. So until you can get past both, you have no choice but to die. Uh-oh. It seems that you have decided that, you know what, I'm going to cut my losses. Walk out of here. And that is how Ia, Mila, and Peony, or I should just say Peony and more, became Goat Marshmallow and the Dark Overlord Elise's sex slave.